On an all-new Voyager, you'll come face to face with the last face you'd ever expect to see in the 24th century. This face.
This is Leonardo da Vinci we're talking about.
But what is he doing here?
The real question is, can he rescue Janeway from alien terrorists?
Escape, Signorina, is very near.
This will be a Voyager for the history books.
Tonight at 10:30 on 16 WAPT.
Closed captioning of 16 WAPT News is brought to you by Union Planters Bank.
Tonight on 16 WAPT, Ole Miss and Mississippi State go head-to-head for the Egg Bowl. Plus, police catch 2 men wanted for robbery and murder in Carthage in this Jackson hotel. And Jackson police are watching holiday drivers closely this weekend.
Now, from Jackson's Emmy Award-winning station, this is 16 WAPT News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Katina Rankin. 2 suspects wanted in connection with the Lee County robbery murder are behind bars tonight. 16 WAPT's Calandra Wright reports on how the 2 suspects led police to their hideaway.
In a strange twist of fate, a set of twins wanted for murder literally called in their location to police. Police say David and Dwayne George and Lorraine Kelly of Camden are suspects in the killing of a Lee County convenience store clerk. 54-year-old Merle Triplett was shot and killed Wednesday at the Oasis convenience store on State Highway 35, just north of Carthage. Jackson officers paged David and Dwayne George, hoping they would return the call. Well, they did, and a caller ID box revealed their location.
Precinct 3 officers Scott Albrecht and Vincent Grizel were assigned to handle the case. They searched all day yesterday looking for these 2 individuals. They received a break late yesterday afternoon, which led them to information to a particular location.
Jackson police arrested the 27-year-old twins around 3 o'clock this morning at the Oasis Hotel on Northside Drive. David and Dwayne George were hiding out in a room like this one. When police paged them, they picked up the phone and returned the call. The next call they received was a call from police saying they were surrounded.
Once they located these individuals and they knew that they were in this particular hotel room, the police officers they used all precautions. They contacted the SWAT team. The SWAT team was called in, also a hostage negotiator, just in case these individuals were not going to surrender peacefully. However, they did surrender peacefully and no one was injured.
Jackson police say it was a coincidence that the 2 brothers were hiding at the Oasis Hotel in Jackson. Lee County authorities say Kelly, who was shot during the robbery murder, is at an undisclosed location under a doctor's care. David and Dwayne George are being held in the Lee County Jail pending an initial hearing Monday. All 3 men face capital murder charges. Calandra Wright, 16 WAPT News.
Bad weather seems to be behind us. Ross Runner joins us now with our first look at weather. Ross?
That's right, Katina. The good news is the heavy rains have moved well off to our east, but many locations across the metropolitan area did get quite a soaking late last night and early this morning. This is just a sampling of some of the rainfall totals across the region in this storm system. 3.19 inches in Biloxi, 2.28 inches in Macomb, even here in Jackson. Just a little bit over 1 1/3 inches of rainfall since 6 o'clock last night. Now, the travel concern overnight tonight into the early portions of tomorrow will be some patchy fog across the region. Otherwise, expect some breaks in the clouds. Morning temperature about 48 degrees. I'll have much more in your forecast in just a few minutes.
A driver involved in a fatal 1-car accident is improving. 26-year-old Walter Hudson's condition has been upgraded from stable to satisfactory condition tonight. The accident happened on Interstate 55 North just after 3 o'clock Friday. Authorities say Hudson of Bridgeland lost control of his Ford Explorer after he swerved to avoid a Christmas tree in the road. The vehicle flipped several times before coming to a rest in the median between High Street and Fortification Street. Police say both Hudson and a 14-year-old passenger were thrown from the vehicle. George Cole of Pelahatchie suffered massive head injuries. He was pronounced dead on the scene. Neither victim was wearing a seat belt. A Ridgeland dentist accused of using his office to manufacture drugs has a January 9th court date. Darrell Mitchell Hutto, who practices here at 754 South Pear Pear Orchard Road, allegedly cooked crystal methamphetamine at his workplace. The Mississippi Board of Dental Examiners says Hutto has a history of accusations against him involving drugs. 2 previous disciplinary actions have been taken against him. Board records show Hutto's state dentistry license was suspended for 3 years, and the board reprimanded him in 1996 for prescribing medications outside of his dental practice. The board's investigative staff says Hutto is also guilty of personal use of drugs. Hutto was arrested on November 13th. He remains free on a $5,000 bond. A lawmaker who suffered a stroke a month ago says he should be able to return to work next year. Representative Billy Bowes of District 22 is working part-time in his country store in Houston. The 63-year-old representative spent a week in North Mississippi Medical Center after his stroke. Now, he's been home since then and is undergoing speech therapy. Bowes was first elected to the Mississippi legislature back in 1984. He is a member of the Peer Committee and serves as chairman of the Oil, Gas, and Other Minerals Committee. The 3-month 1988 legislative session starts January 6. More problems for Madison County supervisors and Madison's sheriff. A federal judge says both the Board of Supervisors and Sheriff Jesse Hopkins may have to foot the bill of a lawsuit filed by Sheriff Department employees. 52 employees allege they are owed more than $300,000 in overtime pay. The alleged OT dates back to 1994, and the amount of damages employees are seeking continues to grow. That's because the court ordered the deputy's attorney to go back 3 years to determine the amount owed instead of 2 years, and experts estimate the original amount will jump to $700,000. The case is scheduled for trial in March. Well, she played the preacher's wife, but Whitney Houston is a no-show at the Reverend Sun Young Moon's latest mass wedding. Houston was scheduled to sing at today's ceremony in Washington's RFK Stadium, but her publicist says she's come down with flu-like symptoms. Houston had denied knowing that she was hired to sing before Moon's group. Some 30,000 couples either renewed their vows or exchanged vows in the unofficial ceremony. Moon's church has attracted widespread criticism for its recruitment techniques and fundraising activities. Still ahead on 16 WAPT News, Mississippi Blood Services needs your help, and the Jackson Police Department gets tough with holiday drivers.